Okay guys, this particular video I'm getting ready to show y'all is called Why Do We Kill? Explained by Hans Wilhelm. And this is coming from a spiritual perspective on why people think the way that they think, why do people react the way that they react, and why in a lot of cases, people go out their way to isolate a person to make them feel alone. So we're going to go into it, okay?
Hi, I'm Hans Wilhelm. And in this video, in the Life Explained series, I would like to explore with you the reasons why human beings are killing other human beings. I won't talk so much about the individual killing, but more about the organized and collective violence like war and genocide. And I will do this from the spiritual perspective because we are spiritual beings, and when we look at a problem like war, for instance, from the spiritual side, it all looks a little bit different. Come, let's take a look. Right now, we have over 7 billion human beings living on this earth. Each one is unique and different, but they all have one thing in common. They all are souls who have incarnated for a very short time into human bodies, and their true essence, as well as their souls and their home, is divine love. And love is always oneness. The all that is. This love is unconditional, unlimited, and all-inclusive. We are all totally linked to this love with each other. No one is separate, even if it appears that way here on earth while we have our individual bodies. Our emotional default setting is love, which means that all humans are at their core good, loving, caring, and want to help and cooperate. It's not just wishful thinking. It is a scientific fact. Humans have a deep-rooted aversion against killing fellow men. And that's the reason why soldiers often are given drugs or pounding music to do their work. We are helpful creatures. Think of instance of the outpouring of love and help at 9/11 or the earthquake in Haiti. That is our typical response to any strangers in need. Because we feel for each other, we are vibrationally linked with each other. We are one. We are hardwired to assist others and also live in peace and harmony with each other. That is our natural state of being. Having said that, so why do people then go to war? Now let's look at it a little closer. For many, life on earth is very hard, and people have forgotten their true home and source from where they came. So they feel alone and separate, and therefore we are naturally drawn to others of similar interests, appearances or genes, beliefs, values, or whatever. And we are enjoying a sense of kinship with people who are similar like us, something we all share and have in common. Such groups can provide comfort and sense of home during our short life here on earth. This is the law of attraction in action. Like attracts like. It can be very nourishing, helpful, and even fun to be part of such a group. But things are a bit different when we look at religious groups or governments. In such groups, sooner or later, leaders will emerge who want to use the group, or better, the group energy, for their own personal goals. Now here is this emerging leader. And what does this leader do? What does he tell the group? Give him a big megaphone here. It's always some catchy slogans. Just to flatter our ego. Like for instance, we are the greatest. We are Allah's beloved children. We are the chosen ones. We are the master race. We are the greatest nation ever. And so on and so on. But it can even be a reversal slogan like, we are the persecuted one. We are the disenfranchised one. It's the same type of flattery for our ego, which thrives on being special and more important and deserving than others. These slogans are repeated over and over again, and they make our chest swell. And after a while, we start to believe them, believing that we are better than others. These slogans separate us from others. And now we have got the us and the them. This is the basis of tribalism. Our tribe versus the others. But the leaders are smart. They give us more than just slogans. They also give us symbols, like a flag, for instance, or a hymn, or a cross, a star, special outfits, rules on haircuts, on clothing, dogmas, rituals, special holidays, baptism, circumcision, tradition, anything to make us special and to bind us to the tribe. And we proudly wear some of these symbols on our neck as jewelry and on our lapel or as a bumper sticker. We even pledge allegiance to these symbols. Although the first commandment clearly says, do not have other gods or idols before God. But this is now the crucial point. This is what it is all about. Energy. We have now given our own personal power and energy away to that leadership, idol or slogan. Now we have given our ability to be in control and in charge outside of ourselves, and thus allow others to dictate us that what we must do and how we must live. Ever wondered why nationalism and patriotism were invented? They are totally contrary to our true nature. Remember the wise words by Albert Einstein: patriotism and nationalism are the infantilism of mankind. He also compared them with a childhood disease of a nation like measles.
Now, I'm going to pause it right here and say this before we go any further. If you are a person who, you are under something, you are under oath, you are under, some form of law or something like that, keep in mind that even in spirituality, we have our own laws that we follow by. The universe have their laws. Everything must have rules. We just follow different kind of rules, okay? So if you are under a contract or anything like that, it's, and that's all it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. If you're comfortable with that, it's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Let me say that. However, okay, that should not be the cause or the reason to put someone who chooses to be independent or chooses to be neutral. It should not be the reason why they should be eliminated if they have done nothing, no physical harm to you. That's law. They have not stolen anything from you. Property, possessions, and they have not harmed you. Let's continue.
Nationalism and patriotism are all tribal propaganda for the sole purpose to manipulate and exploit the masses. They have no other purpose. Now the next thing is that the leader tell us that human beings are selfish and evil by nature, which of course, as we have said earlier, is not true. And we better protect ourselves from those who are not like us, our enemies. And now we have got enemies. To rule and to hold a tribe firmly together, it always requires an enemy. And now the tribe creates a wall around itself. This can be a passport or a membership or anything, or even a real wall. Think of the countries of past and present that have actually created huge walls around themselves, cutting themselves off from their neighbors. Of course, we are told by our leaders that this is only for our protection. Now, with nationalism and patriotism comes the profitable military complex into the pictures. Now we all get guns. Wow. And again, which we are told is only for our protection and defense only. But remember, no people have ever attacked other people unless they were indoctrinated, enticed, or brainwashed by their leaders. We are not hardwired to hate or kill other human beings. That we need to be taught. Do you remember the wonderful song from South Pacific by Roger and Hammerstein? Don't worry, I won't sing it to you, but I will read you the lyrics. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made and people whose skin is a different shade. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you're 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. Hating is one of the first steps to war. Now let's look what happens when we think our tribe is so special and we separate ourselves from the rest. This is the whole. It is life or love. And remember, love is unconditional, unlimited, and all-inclusive. This is a constant exchange of energy. That's all what life is basically all about. The mystic would say that everything is kept alive by God breathing in and out. But look what happens when we cut a piece off from this whole. This piece no longer receives the energy from the whole. It may even have a wall around itself, make it even more separate. Initially, this piece or this tribe will do very well because it is now living initially from the energy that all the members have willingly given over as their life force, as we saw earlier an example. But sooner or later, this piece will become too weak to survive. So what do the leaders of such pieces or tribes do in such cases? They invade the rest of the whole for energy. That's what it is all about. That energy can be oil, can be land, colonies, slaves, conversions, you name it. But in the end, it will not last because the tribe is opposite to love, life and freedom. Remember, the tribe lives the opposite. The tribe is always limited, conditional and exclusive. Think of every great empire of the past. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the Ottoman, the Third Reich, and you name it, they all, as well as all the organized religions of the past. They were huge, big organized religion. They all died because they separated themselves from the whole, from love. And that's why for thousands of years, we have sent our sons, our fathers and brothers into war, fighting for their tribes, becoming enthused zealots to protect their own tribe and eager to destroy the enemy's tribe. And we all do this because we gave our energy to tribes, their leaders, and we didn't challenge them or try to leave the tribe before it was too late. Can we see that without tribalism, there would be no wars, no Holocaust, no genocide, no slavery? Only he who no longer identifies with any tribe can become compassionate, not only with the victims, but also with the aggressor. But I like my group, the people I hang out with, you might say. And there's nothing wrong enjoying the kinship with others and groups with whom we share things in common. But giving our power or energy away to tribal identity or leaders is contrary to our true nature and to life and freedom. I came to set you free, said the Master, because tribes always bind us, which is the opposite to love. Love is unlimited, unconditional, and all-inclusive. But tribes are limited, conditional, and exclusive. We are cosmic beings, free and infinite beings who have come here to earth for a very short stay. And as eternal beings or souls, none of us is a Catholic, a Latino, black, Jewish, gay, or any other group or tribe. These are only roles which we play here on earth for a very short time, often depending on where we were born. Our soul and our true essence are well above such limiting and confining concepts or tribes. Look at this beautiful Earth as it hurls with incredible speed through space. It's a living organism that functions and flourishes only on cooperation, not separation. And as human beings, we are all crew on this magnificent spaceship Earth and are responsible for its well-being as well for each other's well-being. But for as long as any crew members believes that they are part of a better, superior, or more devout tribe or class than anybody else, we will continue wars and other forms of organized killings. Yes, we all can live in peace and harmony together. It's possible. For instance, people of all different ethnic backgrounds, beliefs, races, and sexual orientations are now living in relative harmony together on the Northern American continent. Admittedly, it took a few hundred years to get there, and it's far from perfect. But it's a beginning, and it feels good. Yes, it's definitely possible. Thank you for watching. I hope you will join me again soon.
Now, to further talk about what he was, because I'm going to try to make it short as possible, guys. This video was 13 minutes long.
And to life and freedom. I came to set you free, said the master, because tribes always bind.
Okay, guys. So it's kind of hard to see it. Gotta excuse me, guys. But just to kind of give a brief description of what he's saying. Usually when there's a tribe, it talks about, oh, well, we don't like these group of people, right? And these group of people say, we don't like these group of people. And so you got this group, then you got this person in the middle. So this group thinking that this person is on that side, and this group think this person is on that side. But that person is on God's side because they're standing in love and oneness. Because no matter how they might treat them according to that side, or how they may treat them according to that side, that person will never mistreat either one. That's what unconditional, unlimited, unconditional love comes from. So it's not that they're against anybody. It's just the simple fact that they like their freedom. That's why we hear more songs, sad songs about innocent bystanders. We see this type of stuff on the news every day. So why? Because one group of people think that this person is on this side. That group of people think this person's on that side. And how fair is it for this person to even be free when they choose not to be in any cliques, when they can just simply be the neutral person between two parties? They on nobody's side. Confirmation. So regardless, because it might be something over this side that this person may not agree with, and there might be on something on this side that they may not agree with, and there might be something on both sides that they may not agree with. So just because this person is different, they should be outcasted. They should be buried 6 feet under. They should be shunned. They should be hated. So if this person chooses to defend themselves from both sides, because these two groups of people chooses not to heal. They feel like the only ending result is to get rid of somebody. And it's just easy to get rid of this person because they're by themselves. They don't have nobody. Who's going to stand next to them? This is something to think about, guys. Because it's many people that are like this. I said this before and I say it again. It's so easy to point at somebody and say they're the devil. You see no horns, but you never see an angel. We don't believe in angels with no wings. Because they believe we all are one. With the same mission and the same plan. To just experience different levels of trauma. And usually the one in the middle experience the most trauma, because they experience trauma not only from this end, but they experience trauma on that end throughout their whole entire life. That's why they're able to love both sides. No matter how they're being treated, yes, they can defend themselves. Yes, they're supposed to stand their ground. Yes, can you blame this person if they have to keep a weapon on them because they have to walk on eggshells if somebody comes up to them and just assume that they're with somebody else? No. They could be just walking with their child. But nobody thinks about that. I want y'all to stay blessed, but that's just something to think about. This is called Why Do We Kill? Explained by Hans Wilhelm, and I just gave a further explanation on this video.